We are supposedly live. Now, let me see about this one.
All right. So far, no luck. So far, I just have waiting.
Relax. Here is the link. I will give it to you. I will give it to you.
Oh, no. There we are. We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Let's see here if I can do this. There
what
we
link?
Go. All right, so I just put it up on the little thing there. We should be live right now.
We are. I'm watching it on the phone here while I'm on the laptop,
well,
so I
take
definitely can see it.
See how it looks to me.
Longhorn, I took a dump to be here. How do you like that?
I took one hours ago. See this one? This is the same one. I'm getting the wrong one. I'm getting one that's not. So are we live or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching on YouTube. I see me and you.
Oh, you do?
Okay. Yeah, I only see one person.
Okay, let me do this here. Let me go over here. Technical problems here, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me. As usual. Give me a minute. Yeah, I bring that up, and it just says waiting for Scott Mallon at 8 a.m.
Well, it's interesting now. Let me see. No, there I am. When I click on it.
Oh, I put the same one in. I don't understand what happened.
I mean, I'm clicking on the notification.
Let me share. You're clicking on notification. Okay, can you send me that link?
Sure. Share.
Just put it through the stream that we're in the private stream or something, or in the stream, whatever.
I can't do that because it's on my phone, so I'm not logged into the stream. So I'll send it through line.
Okay.
And paste.
I really need Alex to find me. Okay, this is different. I need Alex to find me some kid at school, or Nicholas to find me some kid that will totally set me up where you can go, you just push this button and everything works.
I know. I would like life to be like that. Just press a button, let my life work. But unfortunately, they're not coming up with that.
All right, I think that should work. Let's see.
Longhorns, can you hear me and see me and Scott right now?
Okay.
You're there. I just want to see if
I got it. I see it. We're on, and we have some people watching right now, so we're good to go.
Yeah, I see 11 people watching, and
Okay. Well, thank you very much for bearing with us.
He hears and sees all. Of course, he does. Okay.
It's it takes time, and this is a little different from yesterday's setup. And I set everything up. I had everything set up. I was good to go. I go back to where it says scheduled, because I had scheduled it for 8 a.m. and it was gone, and I can't find it. I couldn't, so that's why we're here. That was part of the problem. But welcome, Soy Dog Cowboy. Let me get into a few things because we got a lot of ground to cover today. And with the Soy Dog here, of course, things will take a little bit longer because we have to talk. We have to talk everything out. We have to discuss, debate, and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. So what are we going to talk about today? I got a few subjects, and I'm going to bring up the page that tells me, because it's no longer up like it was. Well, today we're going to find out we're not going to find out, but we're going to talk about it. Is Thailand becoming more of an authoritarian government? Because when they start printing it in papers, it may start coming true sooner than later. Apparently, people in Thailand have no legal obligation to wear face masks, despite the the health minister saying previously that if you don't wear your health mask, you're going to get kicked out of Thailand. Not to mention you get fined. But apparently we have no legal obligation to wear a face mask here in Thailand, which I find kind of humorous because that's the uncertainty. We're in this big quandary, in this big zone of nothingness where we're like, okay, so why the fuck do we do it? Because we told you to. You don't have to have a law. We just tell you to do something, and that's what you have to do. Also, the Thai Hotel Association believes that the Omicron, despite all the cheery newscast about how 30,000 people came into Thailand in the second day and blah blah blah. The hotels are the ones who really are the ones who let people know just what's going on, because they're saying that the numbers have been dropping and they're continuing to drop, and they expect them to drop this month. And I can tell you from my wife and listening to her talk and her colleagues talk, that it doesn't seem like things are going to head up for another couple of months, because it takes time for people to plan things. Also, a foreigner has turned the tables on the Thai taxi drivers and or a taxi driver, and he robbed them.
Really?
I find this so fucking funny. Anyway,
That's fantastic. How did you do that?
Well, we'll get into that in a little while. But first, I just have to say, do me a favor, as always, leave a thumbs up if you like what's going on the channel. If you like to hear what I have to say and what everybody else has to say. If you want me to continue to bring guests on, let me know. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, click the notification bell, go down in the description. It tells you what we're going to talk about. That's one thing, but it also gives numerous ways for you to help support the channel in addition to just watching. You can become a YouTube member. And you know what? In the near future, as I've been saying, I'm going to make members-only videos. And what that means is only the members are going to be the ones who are going to be able to comment. That may not be the wisest move on my part, but maybe it's what I need to do. YouTube has it set up now where you can have subscribers only, which is good because generally the trolls are not going to subscribe for 6 months just to troll you once, because they know they're going to get booted. It's really not worth it for most of them. Although I don't know, for some people who are mental cases, they may subscribe for 3 years just to be able to leave one nasty message. But also just so that you can get the subscribers, because they're the ones who really, you guys who subscribe are the ones who are really important. All the people that watch, yeah, that's great. But the idea is, please subscribe. So click that whatever the button is down there. Click that button. Click all the other stuff down there in the description. Just click away. Okay. Most of the time, it's not going to cost you any money. So anyway, without further ado, we have Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy with us, as you can see. It's been a long time since I have seen him. Here he is, though.
It certainly has.
So how is everything going?
Everything's really good, Scott. To be honest, I'm in Florida for winter instead of Thailand, which is obviously not as much fun as I wanted. But it's beautiful here. The weather. We had 1 week last week. It was cold for Florida, as you know. You spoke to your parents, but it turned the corner, and today, in this whole week, is 80 degrees, 79. It's paradise, so it's good. And it's pretty good down here. Florida gets a weird rap, but that's just in the media. The reality is, living down here is great, except for the drivers. They're almost as bad as Thailand drivers. I've never seen
my parents live in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale now. We're probably 10 minutes from them somewhere. You want me to drop anything?
Could be.
Send me their address. I'll go and say hello.
I'm sure they'll love that. They're in their own little bubble. and they like it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing, but that's a nice area there. Can you see
It
me
is.
online here? Let me see here.
I can't see
No,
you.
you
I only
can't.
see me.
But you can hear me.
I can hear you. It's
Wow.
like you chose to just see me. You clicked on me, I guess, and the stream just sees me, but they can hear both of us, which is probably
Yeah.
good for your viewers. Just seeing me.
Yeah, maybe. They just want to see you, not me. I'm trying to figure this out here. How come I'm not showing up?
JRD is in Northport, Florida. I don't even know where
There I am.
Northport is, actually, JRD. Oh,
There
I
we
see
go.
you in the bottom now.
Yeah, I don't understand this, the way they got it set up here. There we go. That's a
There you
little
go.
better. All right.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a little while to get things set up again here.
I'm
let's
looking
talk
up
about the
north.
taxi here. Let me see here. Gotta drop every single restriction to bring back major tourists. I agree, and I think if you are gonna say, "Oh, we need to learn to live with it," Jesus Christ, man! I mean, it's like get the people vaccinated. Now, over 70% of Thailand is vaccinated, fully vaccinated. Of course, they're asking for a third and fourth shot. But obviously, some people like myself, I'm not getting a fourth shot. It's just too much.
Nah, we look good. This is working.
Del Rey Cowboy. You're the Del Rey Cowboy. Yes,
well, that was last year.
Please.
Yes.
So what are you saying there, Jim? I'm not enough. I'm just not enough to fill the streams up. You got to have guests.
Well, it's nice to have guests sometimes, and shake
Yes,
things
it
up.
is. Yes, it is.
Even
Even if it is you, it's nice to. It's nice to have a guest.
It is interesting. You got a lot of Floridians here, and what's
I got
his name?
several, and actually,
Steve,
Tom, who comes
Steve.
in, he's a Floridian.
Steve, right? Steve K.
Steve, he's at least a part-time Floridian.
Well, me too.
So there's a lot of people. Very nice. I am in Northport, Florida right now. I thought you were in Mexico, between Tampa and Fort Myers. I like Fort Myers. Fort Myers, home of the Edison House. Very nice.
Yeah, I like being on the Atlantic side versus on the Gulf.
I like that too.
And obviously my parents are here, which is the only reason why I chose this. So,
what is this that Longhorns is saying? He's just, he's got to come up with the zingers. Stream worked better when I could only hear you. Now, is that an audio thing or is that a visual thing? I mean, and I'm serious. Looks nice, JRD. Only visiting my grandma here in Florida. Oh, well, that's good. Had to leave Mexico and applied for residency visa in Orlando. Oh, okay. So you weren't in Mexico when you did this. All right. No,
but you're applying for a residency for a Mexico.
You got approved for a residency in Mexico.
Yeah, they changed the. It's funny. What I heard from a couple of people, they seem to have changed the visa for Mexico, where it was very easy just to go to Mexico and you can get there, stayed for 6 months, and they changed.
Yeah, they changed that.
Which just
because
recently,
they probably started having people that were having problems and were, didn't have the money, and they were like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to go home and that kind of shit, And so it's understandable. I mean, countries, this is the thing. The United States is like the only country that just lets people walk in and you go, okay, you can stay here. Don't worry about it. And we'll take care of you and make sure that,
It's tough to get a visa. It's tough to get a visa for the United States. It's not an easy thing.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about a visa. I'm talking people just decide to cross over into America and they're illegal. And, it's like, okay, here I am. Hey, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Set me up. I got no place to live. I need some money. I need everything. Look at all the Somalians that came over. Now they came over, because of political stuff. But like, how many are we supposed to let it come in? It's like, why don't we think about people who live in America and think, hey, this is not something that can go on forever, where we just let anybody come into our country. Or even when we let a lot of people come in who are genuine and they come in, they've got a good reason to stay in America and they can contribute. There's got to be, limits.
Sure.
There has to be some limits. And that's, I think, what the problem is. I think that in the United States, they just,
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting.
Anyway,
it was interesting. It was interesting that Mexico did that. A lot of people who go to I don't go to Mexico often, but the people who do were like taken aback a little bit.
Yeah.
You still can get it, but it's a little bit more convoluted apparently. I don't know.
You just have to show the money, basically.
Probably,
kind of like here.
Probably. I mean, Thailand is still much more challenging to enter right now than Mexico, but
Yeah, well, I'm going to get into that in a minute, but let me go on here with the foreign. Let's just get this out of the way. Foreigner steals 3,600 baht from Phuket cab driver. This guy must have been a real knucklehead. Not to mention, he's a thief, but a Phuket cab driver caught a foreigner stealing 3,600 baht from his cab on camera last Sunday, January 30th. The driver works for the InDriver app. He had stopped to get out of the car for a bathroom break when the foreign man snatched the cash into his pocket from the center console between the two front seats. The driver got back in the car, not knowing what the foreigner had just done, but the next morning he found 3,600 baht missing. Luckily, the driver had a camera in his car, which recorded the foreigner stealing the money. He then showed the video footage to Chatlong police. After the foreigner was called to the police station, he first denied stealing the cash, but he admitted it after he saw the video. Kind of hard. Oh, is that you? No, not me. He then gave the driver his 3,600 baht back, plus an additional 400 baht for the trouble caused, totaling 4,000 baht. The driver, Sompas Jindawang, now urges other cab drivers to be careful about those dirty, filthy, thieving farang. No, that's not what it says. Be careful about leaving money in their cabs. He said usually he leaves the money in that spot, so it's easy to hand passengers their change. Past incidents with cab drivers and theft have involved drivers stealing from passengers. In June 2021, a Bangkok cab driver stole 40,000 baht and 4,000 Australian dollars from an Australian man. The driver was arrested. So this guy got off easy, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He gave him the money back.
400 baht. Hey, buddy, I'll give you a little. I'll grease you a little. 400 baht. I mean, that's peanuts. I would have been, if I was the driver, I would have been like, you got to give me at least 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, listen, if you throw up in the back of a cab, you got to pay him like 500 baht straight away. If it's really, really bad, it's 1,000.
Oh, let me just hang that up. I'll tell him. That was a friend of mine.
Our guest is a busy man and has a phone call.
Yeah, rarely though. I actually don't get many.
You're like Chuck. 3,600 baht is baby. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I could put "This is baby" on a T-shirt and then have some hot-looking Thai chick, like a cartoon figure, with a hot body and like a little short skirt. This is baby.
It is sad though. I mean, honestly, people stealing from a cab driver. I mean, every time I see someone breaking the law in Thailand, man, I'm talking like theft like that, or getting into fights, or I'm blown away by it all. Like I just, the way I was taught not just to travel, but just, you're in a foreign land, you got to be a little bit more careful than when you're home. And, getting into these situations, I just find it mind-boggling. I just, I do my best to not have those incidents. And I'm surprised everyone doesn't.
Well, it's because your upbringing is such. Some people are like, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. It's an opportunity. Obviously, that's what the guy did.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, like, I always think, how would I like it if somebody did that to me? And, to be honest, when it comes to taxi drivers, I don't want their money. I either want him to shut the fuck up and leave me alone,
No.
or, you know, like always, I just want him to take me from point A to point B, or I want him to be polite. You know, that's it. I don't want anything other than that. And so, like, for the guy to go in and like, oh, he's taking a dump, I'm gonna, or he's taking a piss, I might as well steal what money he's got there because it's out in the open. That's just stupid. And I mean, like, nowadays, you gotta make believe that there's a camera everywhere. You know, so why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't understand it, but you know, it's just not what I would steal money from family, Longhorns. Yeah, exactly. You steal from your family. That's who you take care of.
See, to me, that's even worse. But you know, Cowboy, is China Eastern back in business from JFK to Bangkok?
It is not. And you know, it's funny you mentioned that, Alpharetta, because you know, my plan was not to come back until the fall when things were just a little bit easier to get in. But I noticed, you know, let me backtrack here. I will only fly to Thailand in business class because the initial flight, you know, on almost all the Asian carriers is about 16 hours, you know, to get 16 and a half to get to whether it's Japan or China or, you know, wherever you are and it's just so long for me. And, you know, I'm always amazed that people can do it, you know, in economy class. But, you know, I get claustrophobic and all this. I can't do it. So usually I go through a broker or China Eastern Air, which you get a fair round trip, about $2,600, which is very good for business class. Well, I was looking at airfares like I often do, just for the hell of it, and Japanese airline JAL, which is a very good airline, has a business class fare starting in March, round trip to Bangkok for $2,100. That is very cheap for business class. I mean, really cheap. So, you know, the thought I'm having is to come in April for 2 months,
Do it.
and because
Just do it.
I started dental work. You know, I think I told you this. I started an implant right before this stupid thing happened, and you know, and basically my plan was, you know, when they put the implant in, they have to wait for, you know, a couple months so it hardens, the bone hardens around the post. So I said, you know what, I'll wait. Let's do it now. And I'm going home in 2 months, but I'm coming back in the fall, so I'll get it finished in. Well, the fall never happened. So I've got this ridiculous hole in my jaw here, you know, because I haven't finished this damn implant. So I'd like to get that done. So I may come because the fare is terrific. You know, I don't love the stuff that's in place right now with the second test on the 5th day, but it is what it is. You know, I'll do it. The risk is low. I mean, people are coming in. The risk is low to get, you know, tagged. And, you know.
Well, unless you're Russian. If you're Russian, it seems that a lot of people are coming in, they're testing positive.
Yeah, well, I'm never in a rush, Scott. Get it?
Not in a rush. Oh, Russia. Russian. I got a rush. Yeah. Gotcha.
But,
all right, so let me tell you something here. Because according to the Tiger, the Tiger, according to the Tiger.com, registrations are starting to rack up after the first day of crashes on the Thailand Pass website. Eventually, a total of 23,660 inbound travelers registered for entry under the Test and Go version 2 program on Tuesday, first day of the suspended travel scheme. When it resumed, covering all the Thailand Pass options, including the sandbox and alternative quarantine, 29,194 foreigners applied for the Thailand Pass on the first day. Registration for a Thailand Pass, which all travelers must have at this time to re-enter Thailand, is valid for up to 60 days after approval. Now, you know, to me, that's a little bit misleading. And, you know, I know I'm not saying they're intentionally doing that or anything like this, but what I think is that they they have it to where they're counting all this stuff, and yet they're not sure that everybody who's coming in is. Let me see. How do I do this here again? They're not sure that everybody who's coming in is a tourist. They don't know yet that everybody is going to come in. Shit. And so, how can they come out with these numbers, and it's like, oh joy, what great numbers. But I don't know that really they should, they need to take that with a grain of salt. That's the way that I'm putting it. Because, give it a little bit of time. And honestly, I think about that, and that to me is not all that many people. And, I understand that it's going to take some time for people to decide, okay, I'm going to come in. I'm going to decide to make the trip like you. It's going to take, okay, listen, it starts in February, and you're not going to come in until April. That's 2 months, okay? That's what most people are doing. They're not just, letting they're just not just running to Thailand and in 2 days they're going to show up. That's not really how people are doing it. It takes them months, and that's the test, because in 2 months something else can happen. And so this is the thing I saw I'm trying to bring up Sweater Cowboy in the corner here. Why is this not working? Can I hear you, Sweater Cowboy?
Can you?
I can, but I don't know where you can. I can't see you though.
Well, it's the same thing you did to yourself. Now you did it to me. So
yeah,
whatever you did the last time.
I need to figure it out. Let's see here. Give me one moment here. Maybe I can figure it out. Hide on the stream. Show on the stream. There you go.
There you go. Right. There you go.
So there's a little glitch with the system, is what it is. Now we got it the right way. This is how I wanted it. Anyway, I'm trying to think and do something at the same time. I can't really speak, knowing what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell I'm saying half the time. But my point is, they're going at it here, and they're starting to come out with all these praises of how great everything is. And I just take it a lot. I watch things over time here, and the way that it almost always works is that things move very slowly. And then, eventually things might happen here, but I would just take it easy. And I think in you saying, okay, I'll come like in April, I think that's the way to go at this point, because I just don't see that they're gonna have millions of people coming in. I think a lot of people in other countries are like, fuck this, I'm gonna go wherever I want. But they don't want to come here and have to deal with all this bullshit. They don't want to have to deal with the 2 tests, which they need to get rid of, and they don't want to come here and deal with the masks. It says here, asked if the government will consider easing current COVID restrictions like allowing nightlife and bar scenes to reopen. Anutin again reiterated that such venues must be strictly controlled, though they are currently allowed to operate as restaurants to earn money and keep their businesses running. Well, then why not just open them up as a fucking bar then? What's the fucking difference?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see much one, but I understand why they're doing it. I don't necessarily agree with it. But
it's about semantics, and it's about, oh, well, if it's a restaurant, people are not going to come in and get as wild and get as crazy and get shit-faced. And no, they are. They will. If someone wants to come out and party, listen, if I had not been able to come in, and I got some girl here that I've been seeing off and on, and I got a bunch of girls that I know, and I've been banging once in a while, I'd be running over here going, oh man. But then once you get to you got to get to the point where you got to test. And then you go, oh, I have to come back. It's like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I just think they're kidding themselves. And I know they're trying to do I think that the majority of the people that are doing this they do it with the best intentions. They're trying to protect people. They really believe that this is so dangerous. But I mean, I don't know, but it is. That's first of all. And like I was saying, here we have this Thai Hotel Association chairman. Her name is Marissa Sukason, and she's saying that January recorded a 32% average occupation rate, dropping from an average of 36.9% in December. They believe that February's average occupation rate will drop even further to 24%. And so while some places are opening up, the occupation rate is very, very low.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not surprising, right?
And so, and again, so it's going to take a couple of months, as this guy says right here. He said it took him 2 months to secure his visa, to the pass, and all that other kind of stuff. You know, and so where is the safety in that? Because not, you know, there are some people out there who they are not capable of paying whatever it is for 2 weeks, which it ain't cheap. You know, it's
you
a couple $1,000.
Right, but you have to pay. You know, that you're paying. You have to come in with the insurance and to cover that, basically, and so that's expensive right off the bat. You know.
Yeah, and then the thing is that some insurances, you know, it's buried in there, and they're not really.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
if they
not
stick
really going to cover everything. They're not going to cover you for quarantine.
Right. I mean,
in a hotel.
Like they will, but it's interesting because if they put you in a what is it called, a hospital hotel, like you're not you're not in the hospital. They stick you in this hotel.
Hospital.
Thank you. I was looking for that word. I was calling it a hotel, but hospital. Yeah, the insurance won't cover that because it's not an official medical facility. So. Right. You know, and they're still charging.
So there goes a couple grand. There goes a couple grand. Now, what happens if you're working at a job and you're like, hey, you know, I'm kind of on thin ice here because the way things are with the COVID and everything. I need to be here, but you know, I got all this vacation time and I'm going to lose it. So they let me use it, and now I'm taking off, and then I take off. Oh, you know, I got to be back 3-4 days after I get back, and then you got to be in quarantine. You got to call your boss up. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm in quarantine. I can't get out of this fucking place. And then, so not only do you lose your money, and that may not always happen, but you're gonna spend a bunch of money, and then you lose that time, and you are stuck. And as hey Andy, how you doing? As was said the other day, the one guy, Jim, he got stuck in some place, and I don't know how high end his hotel was, but he was pissed because he had to stay long. He took him longer to get his test results than they originally said. And that's only like 1 day. Now imagine you got to go in. You're like, oh, I'm on my way home. No, you're not. Sorry, sir, but you got the COVID. You got to go. You got to go in. You can't fly like this. And then you're like, okay, so now what? Oh, well, you know, you're going to be in there for at least 10 days. And I got to pay for it because I'm in a hospital or whatever. It's not worth it. Now, what really strikes me as funny is that, let me see here, approximately a year ago, well, it'll be a year in 2 days, Anutin Chanvirakul, the Thai health minister, slammed foreign tourists who refused to wear face masks handed out by the government, saying they should be kicked out. Using racially charged terms in an interview with the media at BTS Siam this morning, the health minister also said non-compliant behaviors of foreigners should be reported to embassies. Ai farang those tourists. That's a really not a nice thing to say, ai farang. That's something the embassy should be noticed of, and I think it's notified, but it says noticed of, and the public as well that are not wearing masks, using the term farang, which refers to Caucasian. He doesn't even say kontang chat, which is the proper, more polite way to say it. He's just being a cunt, because I don't like this guy, and I never have, and I know a lot of Thais don't like him. I don't have to like him, though. That's the thing. We're handing them out, and they still refuse. Well, maybe they have their own fucking mask, you fucking idiot. They need to be kicked out of Thailand. Okay, now he comes back. I guess it was yesterday, maybe day before yesterday. And he confirmed that there are no laws forcing people to wear face masks, but he also sought cooperation from all parties, including Thai citizens and overseas tourists, in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So he's basically saying there's no law that says we have to wear a mask, but he's going to kick you out because you're not wearing a mask. Because not even that you're not wearing a mask, because you're not taking the mask from him, from the government. It's not necessarily him. You know, they were passing out masks for foreigners. Now, maybe these foreigners didn't have a mask on, and you know, if they don't want to take it, okay, they don't want to take it. But you need to inform them you need to wear your mask. Okay, why do I need to wear my mask? Because it's a mandate. Okay, so it's the law? No, it's not the law. Oh, well, then why do I have to wear it? That's the way that foreigners, they have logic. But the Thais and him, their logic is, we told you to do this. We want your cooperation. So, you know, you need to kind of, it's not a law, but cooperate with us, please.
Well,
what
actually,
it means
that's
is
fairly
fucking do it. What it means is do it.
Yeah, but it's like, that's kind of like, you know, I like that, which is, look, we're not passing a law here. Just please, you know, do what's right. And
but is it always right? Is it right to be is it what is it wrong to be? What was that on Jackass? Is it wrong to be? I forget what the hell it was. But, I mean, you know, think about it. You know, if you're walking out on the street and there's nobody there and you're not wearing a mask, why should anybody get pissed off at you? Why? What's the right thing to do?
But I think what they're saying is, though, is that, you know, using common sense, which is what we want, right? Isn't it, Scott?
Wait a minute. You're talking about common sense with the Thai government and with Anutin? This is a guy who said everybody needs to be booted out, and now he's saying it's not a law. So, you know, we don't have any legal standing.
Right, but wouldn't it be better to not pass another law about it than to just say, please wear your mask?
Well, why the fuck would they pass a law right now? Why didn't they pass a law back in the beginning?
Well, because, you know, I guess the reason why they would pass a law is that not enough people are wearing their masks. So, you know, that's why they would pass it. I would prefer them not to pass a law that says you have to wear versus appealing to people to say, look, if you're in a crowd, so whatever it is, wear your mask. Now, I'd like it to end completely, but, you know, we're not there. So,
yeah, I mean, here's the way that I look at it, to be realistic and to be, you know, to be level-headed about this. I think if you're going to go into a place and there's a lot of people and you're indoors, okay, you know, you're going into a market and there's all kinds of people everywhere and you're walking around and, you know, you're outdoors, but it's a very congested area. Okay, put your mask on. But I think if you're walking around town or you're driving in a car or you're driving on a motorcycle, what the fuck do you have to wear a mask for?
Yeah, that's silly. You know,
and you're alone.
You know, are they expecting you to wear a mask in your car?
Yes. If you're outside, you're supposed to wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little silly. I haven't seen
here's the other
anyone
thing.
force that.
You know, oh, no, she's not wearing two. Nobody here is wearing two masks right now. But yesterday and damn near every day, I will see somebody wearing two masks, even at the park jogging. And I'm like, and you know, like sometimes my wife will walk out of our house at 5 a.m. She's got a mask. Did you remember your mask? I'm like, yeah, why? I'm not wearing one. I'm not fucking wearing one. It's 5 a.m. There's no one with me. I'm exercising because I'm going for a walk. I'm going to the park. I am exercising legally according to their own definition. I don't have to wear a mask. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, but I usually have a mask just in case we, you know, stop somewhere and we're going to go in like a coffee shop, which we do. I put it in my pocket and I start walking. She'll put the mask on. I go, why are you wearing a mask? She thinks she'll take it off. You know, it's habit now. So, you know, it's getting to be habit for people.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
this is the way of our world now.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
so, I don't like it either. But you have to, like, am I going to stress about it? I just don't want to, stress about it. I don't want to,
Well, neither do I. Neither do I.
yeah.
But when you come here, dude, and it's 95 degrees and it's 85% humidity, and you're
Oh,
walking
yeah, that
around,
mask.
and you're sweating your balls off.
Look,
I don't think you're going
I'm
to
not
want to
going to
wear the
argue.
mask.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to argue with you on that logic.
Let's go for a walk on the beach. Let me and my girl go for a walk on the beach at 6 a.m, and we're going to wear 2 masks and a face shield and a fucking hazmat suit. That's not learning to live with it.
No, I mean, it's interesting. When you're outside, they have said, you don't really need a mask unless it's really crowded. So,
Right.
I'm not sure where Thai government is coming up with that. On the beach, for example.
You know why? Because it's just easier to tell people you have to wear a mask all the time.
Yeah,
there are no stipulations or, well, if you're exercising, okay. Does masturbation count as exercise? Does sex count as exercise? Am I allowed to take mask off during sex? I mean, you see the article last year. I don't know if you guys remember, but where the doctor was saying, if you're going to have sex, don't face each other when you're having sex, or you wear a mask. And I'm like, this guy, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, come on. If I understand maybe, like, hey, the guy's trying to keep people safe. But like, even if you meet some chick, if you're going to meet some chick and you don't know her and you're going to go sleep with her, I mean, I think for the most part, the COVID is not the only thing you have to worry about. I've already done it, Gennaro. I've been on the back of a motorbike without a mask on and passed up the guy standing out there directing traffic. The other day, I was in my village. I'm walking down the street. 2 cops, they were like riding on one motorcycle. They passed me right by, waved at me, or just looked at me. And I didn't have a mask on. It's happened numerous times. They don't say a fucking word. Unless somebody's really complaining, like, hey, you're in the mall and you're in my little store here and there's a lot of people and you're not wearing a mask. Then if somebody asked me to leave and I didn't leave and they called the cops, then the cops would be difficult about it. But they're not like they are in the United States or whatever. No mask with me at all. Well, what's the difference if I got a mask in my pocket? I mean, granted, I can put it on, but I don't.
Yeah.
So as far as they're concerned, I don't have a mask. They're not going to say something if you're outside. I can tell you that right now. Unless you're somewhere like in some market and there's a lot of people and it's crowded and you're squeezing through or something like that. Okay, then if there's cops out there, they might go, hey, maybe you should put your mask on, or do you have a mask? Actually, that's the Thai way. They would go, do you have a mask? Oh, I forgot it. Oh, let me give you one. That was what they would.
Right. I mean, look,
and then if you said no, they'd be like, okay, if you don't put it on, I'm going to have to write you a ticket, or I'm going to have to fine you for $1,000 Baht. You're going to come with me.
Yeah. Listen, I haven't heard anybody really being harassed, to the point from police, for not wearing a mask. So
I've only heard of one guy.
Yeah.
And that was in Pattaya.
So the reality is, don't worry about it. Try and do the right thing when you come to Thailand. Wear your mask when they want you to wear your mask, and hopefully sometime next year, we'll be in a bit of a better place. I'm not sure.
In Phuket, they were complaining that the authorities were complaining that the tourists don't want to wear their masks, and they're out like at the beaches. They don't want to wear their mask. Oh, well, we have to tell you that if you don't wear your mask, we can fine you. Well, wait a minute. You're going to fine me. How are you going to fine me? For what? There's no law. And, okay, I'm at the beach. I understand that you want to be safe. I am being safe. So why don't you be logical and stop fucking making threats like that? Because all this shit, people who are into Thailand are generally really into Thailand. They love the country. They want to come back over and over. And now there are some people that they've turned away people. You know, like people have been turned off by all this shit. And they're like, fuck that place. I'll go. And the thing is that, you know what? What do you think? There's only hot chicks in Thailand. There's no hot chicks anywhere else. You think there's only good girls in Thailand and nowhere else? You think it's there's no beaches anywhere else? There are places all over the world. And they are competing for these people who are having second thoughts. And that's where Thailand is going to lag in the future.
Yeah, but I think things will be different in the future. So let's see. But you're right. You know, there are plenty of other places to go. I haven't heard people getting harassed in Phuket, either. I don't want to make a mountain of a molehill.
Harass is a strong word, really. I mean, even with them complaining with the I think it was the governor or the deputy, administrator or something like that, that was complaining about it to the media. And even that, okay, they may sound a bit harsh when they're coming out with this, but what's really going on is they're probably going to some of these people and going, no, why do I have to wear a mask? I'm out on the beach. And then the people are going, oh, okay, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Find this person and piss them off? And, the Thais they're very hesitant to do that. They are very tolerant and very understanding. They're not stupid. They know what's going on. And so I think that's what's happened. And then, the people, they just say, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to put a mask on right now. Why? They're questioning where the Thai people just go, okay, and put the mask on. That's the difference,
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd like to see a couple of streams from the beaches. Take a look, of what
Been there, done that.
Yeah, on the beach.
And I should be back. I should be back to Pattaya in another week or two.
Oh yeah, go just walk during the day, and like at 1,
I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll go with Andy, who's on his way to meet me right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that'd be
maybe
great.
I'll go with Chuck. I'd asked Jono if he wanted to meet with me and Andy today, and Chuck. Chuck, he's still sleeping. It's too early, and I don't see the point of a 2:30 p.m. stream because it's 2:30 a.m. in America or thereabouts. Yeah. And Jono is playing golf, so
Are they how long is Chuck going to be there?
Probably a couple months. Same with Andy. I think a month or two at least. So if we go down to Phuket, Pattaya, just for a day or 2 days, I should be able to get a feel for it,
Yeah, the beach. See if people are on the beach kind of wearing masks, I'm curious, just take a look at that.
Most people, they're not wearing their masks on the beach. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I should reiterate. I don't know why in Phuket maybe what's happening is the people are walking off of the beach and then they're walking around town and they're not wearing the mask and people are going, oh, well, you need to put your mask on. The cops.
Well, that's but
here's the thing: if you're walking around on the boardwalk and there's almost nobody on the boardwalk, and you're walking around with your girlfriend or something, what the fuck do you have to wear the mask for? It's 100 degrees out in some of these places. The heat index is like 100. It's humid as hell. You're sweating your ass off. The mask is not going to help you when you're sweating your ass off. You got a sweaty mask. That's not going to help you. And believe me, dude. When you start walking around here and it's 100 degrees, 110 on the heat index, the humidity is just a bitch. You have that mask on, you're like, oh, it's like you are walking in a sauna. That's exactly what it's like. It's like walking in a sauna. Some of the speech laws always turned me off. Let's see, can I put this on here? Yes. I think I can. Let's see. Yeah, it'll show up, I think. Where is it? Some of this, I put this up here. There we go. Some of the speech laws always turn me off. Their COVID policies only piled on top of that. Well, yeah, they are. And this is what we are going to talk about whether or not Thailand is becoming more and more authoritarian, which I do believe that they are. Just comply, Scott. Don't think too much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I tell you what. I wear my mask underwater because I'm swimming with my wife. I'll be like, in a song towel, in the back of a song towel with nobody there, and I won't have a mask on, and I'll get in trouble. Because maybe if you touch the metal and you touch your face, you're going to get the COVID. Well, wait, what am I there again? Why do I have a booster? Why have I done all this? Yeah, the mask debate is pointless.
Yeah,
pretty much pointless.
It is what it is, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, if they want you to wear a mask inside and wear it. If they want you to wear it in a crowded area, you should wear it. If they want you to wear it on the beach, then that's going to make a decision, and then they enforce that. Like if they enforced something like that, like on the beach, then yeah, I wouldn't come to Thailand because it's crazy. But they don't seem to really be doing that, so I'm not worried about that. It's easy to do what is necessary to keep the people happy, and I have no issue with it. I'm tired of, I think the real issue with everybody, I can agree on, is that we're all tired of this, and it certainly lasted a lot longer than we thought. I can't believe we're going into year 3 of this. That is mind blowing to me, and what's the next iteration of this? And it's tiring, just even that the conversation is tiring, and I'm just I wish it wasn't something that we talk about, because it is just it's just frustrating, and I think that's true for everybody.
I tell you what this is like, and I've said it's like you have an invisible shield around you, an invisible fence. If you think about like Hong Kong, and then if China was to say everybody who's on Hong Kong, you're not allowed to go anywhere. You have to stay in Hong Kong. But you can go anywhere in Hong Kong. You just can't go out of the country. Well, that's, we're almost at that point. There's a lot we can still do, but there's a hell of a lot of things that are a pain in the ass. And while it's not that extreme, it's like how long the mask. Okay, that's one thing. Vaccinations, the test. Like the other day when I went into my kid's apartment, and the lady was like, "Oh, you both going to be staying here tonight?" "Yeah, we're both going to be staying here." You need to take a rapid test, 60 baht each. I'm like, okay, and then do I have to take it every time I come in? No. Okay, so I just take one test, and then from now on, I don't have to take it. Yeah, I said, but I've been vaccinated. Yeah, I know. You have to take the test.
Yeah,
so what's the point? If I walk outside, then I go down the street and I hang out with a bunch of people. Somebody get breeze on me, and I happen to get the COVID. Now it's not going to show up for a while, and then I come back to the place, hang out there, walk by a bunch of people, maybe don't have my mask on, and then 2 weeks later I come back and come in. Oh, we're not going to test you, but by that time I might have it, even though I'm vaccinated, of course.
That sounds ridiculous, honestly, right? Doesn't that sound ridiculous?
But maybe they know more than I do. Maybe I'm just an idiot, and I'm the one who, I'm the one who's like going, I'm the one who's so stupid, and everybody else is so much smarter than me. And I'm just going, why are they doing it? Doesn't make sense. That's because you're just too stupid to figure it out. Okay, I guess.
Well, I am interested in going to some other countries. I'm looking into, Colombia and Argentina, a few of those places. I just started learning Spanish, which I took in high school. So,
okay.
I want to, so I want to, be able to speak a little, to the locals when I go there.
Yeah.
So, I'm not married to Thailand. I'll always love Thailand, no doubt. But, if things really were, uncomfortable for me, I would should go somewhere else. But right now, I know some people there. You're there, and you seem to be doing pretty good. So
I'm fine. I mean, I'm just fine because, I do what I have to do. And other than that, and I don't mean have to, but I do what I feel I need to do to avoid any unnecessary drama. And for the most part, I have very little drama in my life. Now, I get this JRD. I don't know where you come up with this bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit. Total laziness to ignore the logical inconsistencies and go along for the sake of going along. I don't think that I or many other people are doing it just to go along. We're doing it for a reason. What would you have me do? I could have very easily went back home and not stayed with my kid on the first night that he was moving into his apartment. I chose to stay with him. And in order to stay with him, that meant I needed to take the test. Now, I could have been a dick about it. Maybe I would have got out of it. But you know what? I'd rather not spend all that energy trying to do this bullshit. So hopefully you understand that. In Phuket, they also check temperatures at stores. Well, they do that everywhere. That's nothing unusual. They check you right when you come in the mall. They check you when you come. You're supposed to check. You're supposed to check everywhere. But the thing is, you don't have to. When I see the temperature things, I just walk in. 99% of the time, I just walk in. I don't get my temperature checked. I might, because I want to know when it's really hot, I might do it just to see what my temperature is. It's not just Thailand. The whole world has restrictions. We're lucky we've opened this quickly. Well, we're not lucky. I wouldn't put it that way. Lucky is not the right word. I would say we're lucky we're not in a position some other countries are in, like China or Australia, where getting in and out of the country was a pain in the balls. The fourth jab being talked about yet over there. Yes. And I don't like that. I don't like that either. They're no good. That is not good. Actually, the people in Suvarnabhumi Airport are being told that they must get their fourth shot in order to work there, because we can't have any outbreak at Suvarnabhumi Airport. You hear that she just checked her temperature, and she
Scott, you there?
There we go. What the hell's going on? I can't put soy dog cow. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Well, this is a wonky thing here. I have you up here. Here we go. There you are.
Eating a sandwich.
That's it. Okay, now here's it says here, if the temperature sensor in the mall decides you have a fever, does it automatically call an ambulance with men in spacesuits? No, it doesn't. And in fact, a lot of times there's nobody even there to monitor it. So what's the point of it? More illogical logic. When is your body no longer your own body? Listen, JRD, I understand your frustration. I understand how you think. I do understand it. But maybe you're not you're in a place right now where you don't have to do any of this shit to get things done. Good for you. But here in Thailand, if you're coming into the mall and there's a guy standing there, and they expect you to check your temperature. Now sometimes you can just walk in and nobody gives a shit. But like I will say again, I could have went home. I could have left my kid there alone and said, okay, you know what? Stay here by yourself because I'm not taking a test. My initial reaction was tell her, fuck that, I'm not taking a test. I'm vaccinated already. And I said, no, don't tell her that. Because in a split second, I thought, I'm not going to be stupid. I don't want to go and leave him here. I got things to do. We got things to do. We needed to do some things with his apartment, and he needed my help. So I'm like, I'll do it. Now, if it had tested positive, I wouldn't have said a word. I would have, if I didn't feel any symptoms, I wouldn't have said a word. I would have just taken a picture of his negative. I would have told him I'm positive. I don't know. I'd probably get out of there then. You need to take a test before you come back to the U.S. Yes. Is that a Costco sandwich?
No, I'm telling you.
I'm referring to the fourth jab for airport workers, not talking about you staying at your son's apartment. Okay, but then where do you draw the line? Where do you differentiate? I understand that they are forcing those people, and that sucks. To me, I'm like, I don't know. I guess it depends on the financial position I was in. If I had a bundle of money stashed, maybe I would say, okay, I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to do this because I believe in, but, your temperature does not go up.
Let's talk about something
All right,
fun.
hang on. I got to go over these messages here. It's a show about nothing. If you have a fever, why would you want to go to a mall? What happened to the thing here? If you have a fever, why would you want to go to the mall, COVID or not? Well, if I really feel that bad, yeah, I'm not going to go to the mall unless I absolutely have to.
I got a fever.
That's a simple question. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about here is that they are starting to talk in the news, and this is from CASHAPP English, back about 5 days ago. Let me see, is it 5 days ago? Let me see. It might be less than that. Where's it at? Here it is. No, this is 3 days ago about how Thailand is doubling down. This is the article from the East Asia Forum. Thailand doubles down on authoritarianism. It says Thailand became less free and more authoritarian in 2021 as the democracy movement felt the heavy hand of Thailand's illiberal constraints on basic civil liberties. COVID-19 also devastated the Thai economy and health system, presenting additional challenges in the new year. I don't know if I want to get into this too deep because they may be talking about something here I can't talk about. But basically, they're talking about the politics that are going on right now in Thailand, and that's very important to the future of this. Once, and I'm talking about the future as in a year from now. This is going to be a big deal, Soy Dog Cowboy, in a year when those elections come about, and Prayut his ass is on the line. Then it's going to be a different story from what's going on now because he's going to be fighting for his life, and I don't really think he'll be able to weather the storm. But we'll see.
Did Thaskin return? Remember, he was saying he's coming back. Did he?
Thaksin?
Yeah, did he come back?
No.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean you come back?
He's just keeping himself relevant. Do you know if Thailand will host a MotoGP race this year? I I guess it depends on how open they are, but I don't see that happening. In fact, I heard something about something being canceled. I don't know if it was. Well, they don't have any Formula One, so it might have been the MotoGP. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
But
big
I wouldn't.
thing. People love that in Thailand. It's a popular sport. That's a good question.
Yeah.
They really should. If they could do the Olympics, fuck it, man.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people who don't. They definitely don't want to be involved with the Olympics this year, and of course, China's making it a big deal.
Yeah, but they're still doing it. I mean, have the MotoGP, man. That's a great.
Them, though. The MotoGP, that's a different story. It says that the 2020, yeah, this is the one. I think they. So right now it is tentative, but I don't believe it's going to happen. I knew it had been canceled before.
That's a shame. I mean, they've had a bunch of festivals already, the music festival, etc. Which has got more compact.
But listen, dude, that music festival was a clusterfuck. Okay, they were only allowing a certain number of people to come inside to the area where. What the fuck is going on here? They were only allowing a certain number of people to come inside and to be there right by the stage. And the rest of the people had to stay way outside. Well, not way outside, but they had to stay outside the gate, the little fence that they had set up. And people weren't happy, and there weren't that many people there. So, it's not like people are running out. People will run out to go get pussy. People will run out to go get drunk and hang out with their buddies and to get laid. They will run out and do that in mass in record time. But they're not going to put up with the bullshit to come into the country if they're not allowed to go and do that. You can say what you want, and I believe there's a lot more to Thailand than just that. But when it's 20% of the GDP, or almost 20%, why are you closing all this shit down? Isn't it time to open it up?
I know, that's the thing. It's I feel like we should be going the other way, right?
Well, this is the thing. It's like they're doing the opposite. They're pulling the George Costanza. They're going to do everything opposite. That was a classic episode.
Oh, they're all so, it's funny. I started rewatching some of them, just for and I forgot
I watch them all the time.
I'm like, oh my god, this episode, and it's just so good, so fucking fun.
What's funny is if you want to watch a recap of everything and how they are, just watch the what is this? Watch the very last episode of the whole series.
Oh yeah, I mean, what was it? I know it's like that ending. They do have everyone.
Well, I don't care about the ending. But they do have a lot of people in it. And,
they have
so then you got all these people in it. It gives a recap of what they did.
Yeah.
Babu Baht. And here it is, Jerry was trying to be nice to him, and Babu ended up being a bit of a cunt.
Well, yes.
And it's Jerry's fault because the mail didn't get checked. It's like, why don't you
very bad man. Very bad man.
Yeah, I would be like, shut up, you fucking immigrant. Don't fucking give me that bullshit. It's your responsibility, not mine. I'm here to try to help you, and I just happen to be gone. I had to go somewhere because I have a life other than yours, you cunt. That's how I would have.
That would have been hysterical.
Yeah, that would have been. He would have been fighting with me. You don't understand. I worked very hard to come here, and you ruined my dream. You're making me feel most uncomfortable. Oh my God. All right, so enough of the politics. Now let's have some fun.
Yes.
Talk about a few things. But I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a thumbs up. I have to say these things because most people forget. It's true. If I don't say anything, people forget. If I don't say, hey, don't forget to contribute to help the channel, help me keep going and, get me out there, keep traveling, going and seeing and doing things. If I don't say anything, nobody does it. Now, there are people that do, and I don't have to say a word about it. There's, people in the stream that and they know who they are. I'm not talking to them. I'm always talking to the other people who just decide, they'll come in and say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and just leave. And then, they're here on a regular basis, and they, that's what I'm talking about. Leave a thumbs up at least. It doesn't cost you a fucking dime. All right. So, not to be a prick about it, but, click the fucking thumbs up already. Maybe I should have said that another way, but oh well. Okay, so the floor is yours, Soy Dog Cowboy.
Well,
it's yours now.
Well, life is overall fantastic. What can I tell you, Scott? Regardless
Are
of
you
whether
still seeing your girl there?
I am.
Forget about Thailand. You're not allowed.
Well, I mean, seeing is a loose term. Let's put it that way. But I'm enjoying.
It's a relationship of convenience.
Exactly. While I'm down here, it's again. I love to travel. And people can. If I wanted to travel, Scott, I could travel. I could find places to go. No issues. I could come to Thailand. No issue.
Yeah.
But
unless you test positive, and then the only issue would be I have to pay more money. But
right. But eventually I'd get out too. I chose to come to Florida, use this as a opportunity to spend time with my family. My father and mother, who are, my father's 87. I mean, I don't know how much longer he's going to be around. So, it works out nice. And Florida has been great. I've been traveling around a little bit. Going on these day trips, metal detecting on the beach. All that.
That's right. I forgot about your passion for metal detection. You found anything worthwhile?
Nothing down here. I never have luck here, or in Thailand for that matter. But
that's because all the Floridians have already snatched up everything.
They have. It's a very popular hobby now, so you really have to be much more creative in where you hunt. Anyway, it's as a few of the people in the chat can tell you, Florida is. Weather-wise is fabulous. It's it's paradise. I'm wearing shorts.
It was actually a little colder last week, wasn't it?
It was very cold last week for Florida. And the lows, some of them were 38 degrees. At night, like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. But it was chilly in the day. You're like, Jesus. But now it's people are on the beaches, and because it's 80. So I actually went to Miami today to see a friend, and we were on the beach. As a matter of fact, we walked past that building that collapsed, that killed all those people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he lives right down the street from it. So we took a walk, and it's a big pit right now. It's just an empty pit. But it's wild. When you see it. I mean, look, I remember going to World Trade Center and looking at that pit, and that was quite dramatic. So this isn't up to that, obviously, but it's wild. And what's weird is that there's a sister building that's like 3 buildings over that was the same.
That's supposed to be,
building. It's like, and people are in it, and I'm like, are you out of your mind? There's no way I'd be in that building. I was really surprised to see that, but anyway.
And you wonder why I don't like to go in high-rise buildings. There's several reasons why. One is fire. Fire is another one.
Well, it's funny. I prefer, when I stay in hotels, I stay on low floors for that reason. I want to be able to get out quickly, and just being on the high floor is not as appealing to me. So
it's not. Well, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yes.
It's not as appealing.
Yeah, well, look, you get the views. There's some there's some apartments over the Chao Phraya, that are spectacular views. But if you're up there, but I don't want to do that. So and listen, next year, hook or by crook, I'm going places. Whether that's Thailand or Colombia or Mexico again, or
you might like Colombia. You might like. What I really like there is that. Like the people that I dealt with, they were very cultured. I mean, they just the way that they acted, and like I said about the women, it was like the women. They all took very good care of themselves. It wasn't like they wouldn't go out with their hair like, looking like a rat's nest and no makeup on, and I mean, I don't know, maybe once in a while they would. I didn't really even notice that, but for the most part, I mean, I go into a coffee shop and like all the women, even big women, little women, skinny women, whatever, they tended to take very good care of themselves. I was impressed by that, and they were just very, they tended to be very polite, and Colombia gets a bad rap, and I really liked it. I don't know that I would live there, or I would like to live there. I don't know,
I don't know either. People do, and they love it, and it's cheap.
Yeah. Well, it ain't that cheap, pal. I hate to tell you.
Well,
it may be, what's cheap?
Good cheap rent, cheap food,
cheap like Thailand, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been watching their, a couple of vloggers.
Okay, let's talk about this thing. Okay, for you, Thailand, what is cheap for a month to live in Thailand? Or reasonable? As I know you will budget your money.
Yeah, so my apartment usually when I come to Thailand is I was paying, 20,000 baht a month, right? So what is that? That's 10,000, 6. So let's say $650 a month for the apartment. And you could easily find a place down in Cartagena or Medellin for that.
Cartagena.
So
you can speak Spanish. I mean,
I know, I gotta get it. So you can find that, and then food. I would go out to a restaurant in Thailand. That was the 1,000 baht restaurant, but for the most part, I was eating at the Thai street food places.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I mean, really. We go out. It's me and the. It'll cost for the family. It'll cost us 1,000 baht, maybe 2,000 baht, depending on where you go. But we don't do that all the time. I mean, once or twice a month.
After a while, you get tired. Well, first of all, after a while, you get tired of just eating the street food all the time, and I just want to sit down. But what's so great about the street food is that the malls, all those food courts, basically it's the same price. It's you can get these.
Now it's a little bit more expensive, but slightly more expensive. I'll tell you what. Andy is coming here. And I had told him, maybe we'll go to this market. I'll take you to this market. And I was thinking about it. I thought, why we got to go all the way over there? I thought, you know what? We can walk right across the street. If he wants to have a meal, he wants to have something to eat, we can walk right across the street into Happy Land. And go in there in the food court. And for like 100, 120 baht, both of us will eat and we'll be full. We'll have a good meal. And then there is something, I'm going to do this with or without him, but there is some ice cream in McDonald's now that, what's this say here? Do you need to know Spanish? If you live in Colombia, you should speak Spanish, though. Whether you need to or not, that's really irrelevant, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, no, I think it's relevant. I mean, if you want to go,
I don't think so.
You don't need to know Spanish.
If you're going to live there, if you're going to live in their country, you want to learn how to speak their language. At least somewhat. Give it a try. Learn how to say 20 phrases. I believe that anywhere you go. Okay? Same place when you include it's covered AC seating.
Hand away, Scott.
I've spent long periods of time in a place called Udaipur. Okay. What I was going to say is there in McDonald's, I noticed that they now have this. I saw this ice cream thing, and I go, "Oh, well, I wonder what that is," because they're always changing things up. They got their little Oreo ice cream and this and that. I look at it and I go, "What in the fuck is this?" It's all in Thai, so I start reading it, and it says "Muyong Prick Pao." Okay,
Muyong
prick pow. And so what it is, it's ice cream with spicy shredded pork.
Yeah, that's what I said. Moo. Like that sounds
With,
absolutely disgusting.
And I am going to try it. And I'm going to see if Andy will try it. Now, you guys will be joining with me. Maybe I'll make a video of it. I don't know. Or I'll just do it by myself.
Well, listen, McDonald's doesn't just.
If I stream the McDonald's experience, it's going to be. I'm sorry. If I stream the McDonald's experience, it's going to be with Andy's permission, and I will probably disconnect from the what is this Melon app? Not Melon app. Melon app. I will probably disconnect and then redo it. But I may just make a video out of it. It's much easier to make a video for something like that because it's so simple to edit the stuff.
I know, although it'd be funny to have a live taste of it, of like.
Well, yeah, maybe I will do that. I don't know.
That sounds so awful to me.
Maybe I'll do a members only video where I do that. I don't know. I mean, you gotta mix it up and think outside the box. But when I look at them and I say, yeah,
there's no apple pie in Thailand. I don't get that. Like they have apples.
There has been, and there's also been, of course, cherry pie, which I find very, very good.
Yeah,
but right now they have a ham and cheese pie, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. Give me a cherry pie. Give me a pineapple pie.
Well, they have.
But when I see the ice cream, with spicy shredded pork, it makes me go, ew. Don't ruin my ice cream.
It should make you go.
I like ice cream, but there's a reason why they're putting it in there.
If it was in America, Scott, the ice cream machine wouldn't be working. That's the MO for McDonald's ice cream machines. They're never working. Actually,
I don't know. Burger King's works, and McDonald's they have a separate area where they're what the hell am I thinking here? It's separate from the McDonald's. It's just out in the front, and they have everything. Everything works there.
There's an interesting class action lawsuit against McDonald's. They're purposely they have a contract which they get a cutback on repairs from the repairer. So they make it, so it's a complicated thing. I'll send you this article on it. It's fascinating. But for some reason, McDonald's ice cream machines are notoriously down. Anyway, that sounds awful. By the way, and just in general, sounds awful. McDonald's sound awful. They do not do things lightly, McDonald's, no matter where they are. So that's been tested.
Changed lightly, and neither does Burger King, neither does Starbucks. All these chains, they test things out, and so I'm like, maybe the Thais really like this. Maybe
that had to be tested at one point. But man, that just sounds awful.
Well, Gennaro is saying that maybe Andy needs to go to the Rap God, and I think maybe Rap God and spicy shredded pork ice cream would make a good combination. I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know if he's game for it. I'm going to ask him, are you up for it? You game? What's the deal?
It's so funny.
Rap God, baby. Rap God. Listen, I want somebody else to experience the magic.
when I am in America, I never go to McDonald's, right? Yeah. But for some reason, when I'm in Thailand, after a while, I just like, you know what? I'm going to McDonald's. Like, it's just there's something.
Yeah, I don't like McDonald's. I prefer Burger King.
Yeah, I prefer the Mickey D's. There's all terrible, but it's just weird that I really never go to any fast food restaurant here. But when I'm there, I just do. It's very strange.
If you get if you want to go have a burger somewhere, like a burger now in Thailand, if you go to one of these burger places, it's going to cost you 300, 400 baht for a burger, and maybe if you're lucky, you'll get the fries. So, it ain't cheap anymore. Um, you know, it's just much better. You just make your own. But
Yeah, look.
something about going to a burger joint, and this is the thing. They have all this good food. Like you have this. You have the pork belly. Uh, you have the pork sausage, the different kinds of unchiang. You have the what the hell is it called? What's the other one? The fuck, I can't remember right now. They have all these different things, and if you, it's the worst food in the mall, Bangkok. Oh yeah, the rap god. That's right. It is not very good, but I think maybe I'm gonna have to take Andy there. I don't know.
Hey, what's going on with the SkyTrain? Is that open yet? The new line?
The one in Bangkok? No.
Yeah.
No, it's
No?
not. And it's going to be probably by the end of the year. Supposedly in April, they're going to test out a little segment of it. But this is not the SkyTrain. This is a monorail.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you say that, but the other day somebody's like, "Oh yeah, the BTS is going right by," it took me a while to find out everything. But this is not the BTS. This is the MRT who is making this, not the BTS. And it is also a monorail, which maybe it'll be a bit smoother. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm waiting to see how it turns out, because it will take you from one end of the city, all the way from one end of the city to the other. It'll be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Now, my only thing is, I've been saying for a long time, I want to get the fuck out of Bangkok. And, we're waiting for the kids. And Nicholas is in school. So, it's like,
you want to get out of your current rent.
I want to get out of Bangkok.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal. But, look,
I want to get out of the city.
You were close once in buying something. So,
where? Yeah, I'm glad we didn't buy it. And then that, I'm glad.
Yeah. Where, would your wife be kind of open to accepting moving out of the city?
Wife? What about me?
Nah, it's all about the wife.
It's not all about the wife. Well, I'm not one of these guys who just says, my wife, she makes all the decisions in the family. No, it's not true. Despite what some dickheads might think out there, especially one particular cock breath. Despite this, she doesn't make the decisions. We do make the decisions together, but she generally, if she knows something is really good, she will push me on it. She'll be like, "No, you need to listen to me," and she doesn't do that very often. So with that particular place, she goes, "I really want your input about it," and I said, "I think that the deal that we're getting on this place is not that good. The location is not that good, and it's going to cost us more than we really want to pay. And the way that they have the financing, even though we could have put some money down on, the way that they had it financed and the way that the financing works in Thailand is not great. The payment prices, the monthly premium or whatever the hell it is, the monthly mortgage goes up and continues to go up towards the end. And when you pay, you're not paying off, you're not paying down the premium, you're paying the interest that they can get from you in the end. And so
it sounds like a balloon mortgage almost.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be strapped for cash all my life. We're not strapped for cash. We're not strapped for the cash as far as, we're not broke or anything. I don't always have a large amount of cash available, but it's not like we're suffering. We're not. And, but the thing is that I don't want to be in a position where that happens. And so she does not necessarily, if she's happy with a place and I'm not, I'll be like, no, I'm nixing this, and vice versa. We do have a pretty equal relationship with that regard. So I know a lot of people, the wife, happy life. Yes, okay. In some ways that's true, but in many other ways it's happy husband, and then the wife, is happy as well. So, I think that's very important to, all these cliches do not necessarily stack up,
Yes, but
Steve
nonetheless,
K, how you doing? All
I
about the
see.
wife. Well, Steve, again, it's
See,
all about
see.
the wife when I want it to be. But the bottom line is that, like, I do have what's the word?
Steve, I am in Florida.
I have the deciding vote. I have the
Um,
deciding vote. My vote counts. And, and so does hers, though. Like, if she says, hey, I think we really need to get Nicholas a place because it's going to be beneficial, it's going to save us money, blah, 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 blah. I listened to her. And I went, at first I was like, eh. And now, as the weeks have gone by, I'm seeing the light, Um, so that's
yeah,
how I think about the whole. And you
yeah.
do not, you will never push around a decent Thai girl with a brain on her head, in her head. You will not be able to push her around. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, Thai women are not meek little creatures who sit back and allow you to tell them what to do and order them around and send them off to work while you sit on your ass. Thai guys try to do that, and that's why they leave the Thai guys. That shit doesn't fly. They don't. They that's a ignorant point of view. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that straight. My vote never counts. My vote always counts. Dowlow, you made it in. Your pal is supposed to be here in a little bit. I don't know if he's going to be in the stream or not. I don't know if he is. We're going to have to switch over to my mobile phone. I was thinking about taking him for a little rap god and also some shredded pork ice cream. Maybe, Yeah, see, I try not to I try not to think that way, Steve. I provide all the cash. I pay the household bills. That's enough. We work as a team, and that's good. Does Bo ever say another great idea, Scott? Once in a while, not necessarily in that manner, but she'll say, "Oh yeah, I like that. That's good." You know, it's not like you got you. How I am is how I am, and I don't. Her and I don't always see eye to eye, but when it comes down to it, at the end, we work things out, and I don't always agree with her, and she doesn't always agree with me. And she will, like I said the other day about the whole crosswalk thing. Oh my God, she gave me such shit over that. She's like, why don't you listen to me? You just walk and you think you can walk wherever you want and you don't have to worry about anything. And now look, somebody got run over. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, it was the police officer running the person over. And then it was, oh, yeah, see, somebody else got hit. And it was a foreigner in Phuket. I think it was, Pattaya. Got run over and had a leg broken or something. She's like, you see, I'm telling you. And you just, whatever, shut up. I don't want to hear it. And, so then I'm like, oh, maybe I should listen to her. She's right. And then it's like, okay, I'm only thinking about you. I don't want you to get hurt, I am what I am, yes. Are you going to McDonald's? That was the picture up front. I don't know. I may be going to McDonald's. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe going to the Rap God. I may be going for Thai food. I may be going to McDonald's alone and streaming it. I may be going to McDonald's and shooting video of it. I don't know. I agree. All ships have to be going in the same direction. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. You could be doing one of those shorts, for the ice cream thing if you don't want to do it live. I just can't get.
I'm not doing any shorts.
No,
I don't do the shorts. I just, if I'm going to do a short, I'll put a short up on the regular channel. I won't do it as a short, YouTube short. I'm just not into that.
All right.
Well, you don't make any money for it, really. It's hard to make any money at it. So you might make a tenth of what you're going to make in a regular channel. So I'm like, what am I going to do that for? I'd rather do a regular video and just. Anyway, what are you reading? You're reading
I am
something,
reading.
I know.
Yeah, someone sent me a text, and I'm just trying to tell them I am on. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
what's this? Okay, go ahead.
so, speaking of it, is where has the wife thought about you and thought about like going to, like, if you had
Well,
to choose.
she's into the north of Thailand. She's into Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, and I'm
I
like,
like that.
listen, I like the idea. I can do that, but I'm a beach person. I'd rather be, a mile away, a kilometer away from the beach or something like that, a couple kilometers away, than up in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. And I don't like the burning season up there, although that may change in the coming years. I like the prices though, and I like being out away from things. So I do like it. But I told her, I'm like, hey, I don't know about moving here because I'm just sell me on it. Um, and so far she hasn't. But I know that we're supposed to go up there. She's got a thing to do in Phuket in about a week, and I thought about going, but with Nicholas now moved out, it's not really the right time. So I got some things to do anyway, so I'm not going to go with her.
So Nicholas is, officially out.
He's moved out. Yeah, he's coming back today actually for the weekend. His weekend is
how's that feel?
Sunday and Monday is weekend. Well, actually, he called yesterday and he said, I miss you guys. And I'm like, I told you you'd get lonely. And I said, you better find yourself a good girl, to make friends with. And then you can make a circle of friends that maybe if she knows him and she can trust them, and then you meet your own little circle. Now you got a circle of friends you can hang out with, and you won't be so alone,
Yeah.
So but he's out now, and we got him a few things yesterday. I got him a few things yesterday, and I got to help him set up the line account so that he can get the promotional AIS that is 100 gigabytes of data for 150 baht, and and he's coming home, and he'll get his laundry done, and he'll get some more food to bring back with him, and a couple little knickknacks here and there, and some more dishes and stuff.
The apartment doesn't have a washing machine?
It does have a washing machine, not inside, but like right downstairs. But why use the washing machine when mom will do it for you?
Exactly. I know.
Well, listen, she does. Here's the other thing. Like, I don't do my own wash. She does it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I never do my own wash. And if I was going to, I'd just take it down the street and have them do it because they do a better job. It just costs me money. Right. But they iron it, and they really fold it nice. And with this, it's she washes it, the kids hang it up, then they fold it. That's the way it works. They fold the lawn, and then like with Nicholas, sometimes he's a little lazy, and he doesn't always fold it the best. And I'm like, hey, don't fold it inside out. I want to see what shirt it is. You got to fold it the right way, and you got to make sharp creases, and come on. I don't want no laziness. So he's gotten better with it, but I don't think he wants to do. Maybe if he just needs a couple little items, he'll do his own wash. But yeah, we're almost empty nesters here, and of course, there's nothing like mom's cooking, and I'm sure she'll cook something up tonight, and
I mean, it's a big deal becoming an empty nester.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I feel it already. He's gone, and there's a different energy in the house because it's me, it's her, and I, and then I'm like, "Where's Alex? Oh, he's in his room." Okay. And then starting Monday, he'll be at school every day. And so it'll be just her and I, and maybe I'll be home, maybe she'll be out, maybe she won't. Maybe I'll be home, maybe I won't. But there'll be times when both of us will be there and there will be nobody else at home, which to me, I'm like, well, that's not so bad. But then what happens is you start to feel that the energy is different. And you're like, hey, you know, normally like I would do something with Alex, or I would talk to him about music, or I'd watch him practice something. And now that's going to be no more. So if I had to do the wash, I beat it on a rock out by the pond. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Don't forget, Sid's still home.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't forget about Sid. Listen, Sid, you know, he is a little terror, and he gets on my nerves. But like yesterday, early morning, I guess he was, you know, out making the rounds in the house, and he was playing with the piece of rope, and he ended up chewing it, and he swallowed the rope. Just a real thin piece of rope like this, you know. And so he swallowed a long piece of rope. Well, he didn't feel well. So next thing you know, he's throwing up. And my wife is like, oh, shit, you know. Well, the rope came up, and she's like, oh, no more rope. And then, you know, a couple hours later, he felt fine. But I'm like, you know, it's like having a baby around, you know.
Yeah,
And,
you know,
he is her baby. Except this baby will scratch you and bite you and fuck with you just for the health. But I mean, the other day, I said it the other day, but the other day I'm laying down on the floor, kind of like watching TV. You know, I got a couple pillows there, and I'm just like chilling out. And they're all watching a movie. I'm watching a movie, and the next thing I know, I feel the cat jump on me. He jumped on me and bit my arm and was shaking his head like he's playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you little bastard. I'm like starting to nod off, and you know. So imagine you're starting to fall asleep, and then some cat jumps on you from up on this top of the sofa, just leaps and and grabs your arm. You're gonna, you know, like for me, I was like, you some little son. And of course, he just runs off, and that's the end of him. And you know, I would like to give him his own channel maybe, because he is a handful. And he's very unusual. And like, if you go, okay, go, let's go, he'll go to the door and he'll like, okay, it's time to go out, like a dog. It's a trip, you know.
Yeah, they're animals.
So
I love them.
I mean, you know, it's like everything with me. It's kind of a love dislike kind of thing. You know, he's on my shit list every so often, but I still love the little guy. You know,
of course.
And he didn't feel very good yesterday, so he was being very nice and gentle, and he just wanted me to pet him, and I'm like, okay, I like you like this. Don't be a prick. And then a little while later, you know, when he felt better, he's like laying there with me, and all of a sudden I feel him. He's starting to bite, give me the love bites and everything, and I'm like, hey, don't start up with me, you know.
They're cats. That's what a cat is.
Long walk on a short pier will handle that crap. Yeah, so will a microwave.
Oh God, terrible. Scott, I got to run.
All right, Soy Dog Cowboy. Very nice having you.
Yes, I'm glad
speaking with you.
You got everything worked out on the Melon app.
I think so. Yeah, on the Melon app.
Yeah, the Melon app. We'll call it.
Seems to be working pretty good. And you know, the headphones are good because I can hear.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's great.
The mic, so, you know, I have another mic, so I can use the mic as well. So it'll get better.
Yes. So we'll see that. Definitely do the ice cream. I'm really curious about that. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the ice cream. I will do it.
You know, so
if I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow, and I'll get it up in the near future. I got a couple videos scheduled to go up. And a little, you know, I'm doing the little easier videos, and I like that kind of thing where I just go in, I shoot the McDonald's, I receive my food, and then, you know, me eating the pork is the next frame. So, yeah, very nice to think about that and to wonder how it's going to taste, but we'll find out. So.
We shall indeed. All right, Scott. Everybody, it's good to see everybody. I will talk soon.
Okay, take it easy. Here we go. All right. Now, I don't know where Andy is. He should be on his way right now. And I had not planned on putting him into the stream just because I don't like to do that to people. You know, hey, wait, you're gonna come see me. You got to be on the stream. No, that's not how I operate. But he should be here pretty soon. So it was good to see Soy Dog Cowboy. Now we're gonna have to get Chucky on again, and you know, maybe Andy or not. I don't know. Maybe in a video. But I am gonna do the spicy shredded pork ice cream, and I am gonna try to get Andy to go to the Rap God. If I go to the Rap God, I definitely will do and the pork. I'll either do a video or I'll stream it. I got to do something. So this place is filling up right now. As always, it's 10 o'clock. They should be opening up. Yeah, the mall is now open because it is the weekend. And so I suspect all the people are going to be coming in. Oh, he's 6'6". Jesus Christ. So that's gonna be great. How much is a Rap God? Well, it's about $6 a person. 200 baht. 200 baht each. Like, you know, I'm gonna have to warn. Well, maybe I shouldn't warn them. That'd be half the fun. You know, the thing is that I got the what was it that I got? I got the beef God or whatever the hell it was called, the God dog, something like that. And it comes in beef or like pork or pork and chicken. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna get a hot dog. No, it was little pieces of beef, and it just was not up to any standard of mine. Even with low expectations, it was not up to standard. And the French fries, they were not very, they were barely edible to me. So I think it'll be good to do a video with him or to do a stream with him. But I don't know, he's got to get here first. He hasn't sent me any messages or anything. So I suspect he's supposedly taking the boat. So they blowtorch the food. That's supposed to be the hip thing to do. That's how it works. Yeah, let me see here. Oh, things are different when I'm on the computer versus the phone. It just seems that things are much different. Let's see. I've got a delivery coming to my house this morning. I got to make sure that it gets delivered. Let's see here. Ket Bankapi from Tab. Okay, so still on its way. Bottom of the barrel fast food. Gennaro, it's a first class restaurant. Well, maybe Lily Munster will be there, or whatever the hell her name is. Eyebrow Girl, as somebody called her. Maybe she'll be there. I don't know. It seems to me that the quality of this stream looks marginal to me. But let's see here. I don't know that it's nice to be able to bring people on and have that option. And actually, one other thing that I want to try is I want to start the OBS software now. If which I don't remember what it stands for, but it's called OBS. And it's another method. It's a way that a lot of people do games and stuff like that on there. It may just be that my computer is not fast enough anymore. It's getting old. So maybe I have to I'll have to commandeer Alex's computer until I get another one. But it does look like the image is a little bit blurry, and I guess the audio is fine, but Miss Monobrow. Yes, this is definitely a stream about nothing. Let me see here. Now, I'm surprised more people aren't a little bit upset about how this Annotin flat out says there's no law, and even though there's no law, people could be fined for not wearing a mask. He is concerned about some international tourists who do not wear face masks while in Thailand, and stated the ministry will discuss the problem with the CCSA. He understands that the practice may not be used in other countries, but he encourages them to comply with the country's public health regulations. Okay, is it a health regulation, or is it a law, or is it mandatory? Is it against the law not to be with your mask on, at least outside? Now, the other thing is that they've said that if the rate of infections go up over 10,000, that there may be adjustments made, which means things might not be quite as good as everybody seems to think. Yeah, I don't know that I like this service, and maybe the OBS is better. The only thing was that, if you want to stream and have somebody on while you are moving around, you are mobile. You need to put that on. There is no app. You need to use the browser on your phone and use that to be able to stream. Now, I don't know. Let me see here if I can do this here. I'm going to try to put it on the browser on my phone and see what happens here. But I don't know. Do I have let me see here. I should be able to. Let's see. What is it? Melon app. We're open now. Okay, so it's not a good picture. Normally a lot clearer. Let's see. Like this. I don't know if this is going to work. Well, here I am. Allow. Okay, so let's see. Let's see here. Okay, let me see. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Is that better? I know there's feedback happening. I should have gotten. Well, I didn't get rid of it. Did I? Let me see if I can do this here. Hopefully it won't disconnect me. All right, this should be working. How's that? What happens if I do this? All right, well, let me see here. Comments. Oh no, I want to see the comments. Damn it. Okay, comments. There we go. It's better. Picture clear, audio good, perfect. Just some blurring when in motion. All right. Well, let me do a few things here. Let me get my little doodad out. All right. Here we go. How's that? Testing, testing. Testing at the Rap God. Anybody? Anybody hear me? I don't know. I don't know what's up here. All right. Well, we're gonna have to call it a day. Andy, where are you? You're here. You're here where? It's on the ground floor. I don't know what the fuck's going on.